In managing its over 20 million population, boosting business activities and providing security across its divisions, there is the need to invest more in programs specifically targeted at security, job creation and youth unemployment. The Lagos State Governor said his administration is already working along that line by deploying instruments of law and resources to efficiently address these issues for accelerated realization of set objectives. Welcome to The Governor This Week. I am Lekan Onabanjo. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu congratulated former governor of the Old Western State and late Oyo State, retired General David Jemibewon, on the occasion of his 80 years birthday celebration. Sanwo-Olu, in a statement signed by his Chief Press Secretary Lekan, described the former Minister of Police Affairs as an epitome of honesty, dedication and service, who used his elevated positions for the betterment of the people he served. The governor said General Jemibewon is one of the few Nigerian leaders who have contributed immensely to the growth and development of the country and left with impeccable records. He described his administrative acumen as one with a clear mind, focused on improving the lives of the people of Western region and later those of Oyo State, with no criminal records or allegations of corruption leveled against him during and after his service. Sanwo-Olu added that General Jemibewon's worldview, which is that of democracy, should be used as system of government for the attainment of sustainable development for the people, which resonates well with him and his government. The governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, commiserated with President Muhammadu Buhari for the passing of a close friend and political associate. He described the death of Malam Ismaila Issa Funtua as a great loss to Nigeria, happening at a time when the country is desirous of more men of good conscience to offer wise counsel in the nation's drive towards socio-political and economic development. In a statement signed by his Chief Press Secretary Lekan, the governor said the late Issa Funtua would be missed by a wide range of people and professional bodies, especially the Newspapers Proprietors Association of Nigeria. Governor Sanwo-Olu commiserated with President Buhari, his immediate family, the governor and people of Katsina State, praying that Almighty Allah grants the deceased Al-Jannah Firdaus and gives those he has left behind the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss. Security and youth entrepreneurship, the twin flagship programs at the center of the development agenda of the Babajide Sanwo-Olu administration, were re-energized with the constitution of new board members for the Lagos State Security Trust Fund and Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. Board members of the two agencies were sworn in during a brief inauguration ceremony held at State House in Alausa. Governor Sanwo-Olu said the new boards would be supported to efficiently steer the affairs of the agencies and help the government change the state's narrative in improving business and security.
Lagos State Employment Trust Fund and the Lagos State Security Trust Fund were created at different times to address two critical sectors of our economy: insecurity and unemployment. As you can see, these are very, very critical cardinal deliverables of any forward-looking government. And so these boards were created to help facilitate the programs of government and also help government to be closer to the people. Like has been said by the chairman of the Lagos State Security Trust Fund, the responsibility of this fund speaks volume. You will agree with me that in the last 13 years or so since it's been created, it's been a fund that has stood tall, that has been run transparently, that has been run by men and citizens that have impeccable record, and I'm glad that the caliber of the board members that have also been inaugurated today are of no less measure. These are men that have distinguished themselves in their chosen profession, both in the private and in the public space. And I'm indeed happy and excited that they've agreed to serve us at these very difficult times. There's no gainsaying the fact that security is an important arm of governance. We have continued to say to ourselves that we're here to continue to ensure that the security of life and property, which is one of our primary goals, will not be put to chance. Today we know that Lagos is safer and more secure because of the improved operational capability of our various security operatives. We know that our financial houses have been a major support in. That's why it's not surprising that 3 directors of banks have agreed and are willing to serve with us even on this board that has just been inaugurated. The effectiveness and the efficiency of the fund over the last 13 years has been consistently put in the public eye. On a year-to-year basis, they come to give an account of themselves to the general public. And it's been audited independently of government. Government have no form of influence on how it is run and how the interventions are being deployed. But I'm certain that the board that we have also inaugurated today will do far more than even the previous ones have done. And so I am charging you and I'm encouraging you to step in and look forward and help us achieve all of the objectives that have been set forth in the security fund. I'm clearly assured, knowing all of you from previous life, that you will do and you do a great job for that matter. And I want to thank you and congratulate you again. Today also, we have just sworn in the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. It is over 4 years that it's been in existence, and in line with the mandate, the fund has facilitated the growth of entrepreneurship and the establishment of small-scale businesses. Its achievements have also attracted the interest of various partnership and collaboration, both at the local and international level. I'm also aware that the last board did tremendous job. They were fantastic. They did very, very well, and they were one of the things that we campaigned about. We were indeed excited with the level of engagement they gave Lagosians at that time. And I'm convinced that this new board that has been inaugurated now will do nothing less. They will certainly continue from where the last board has ended, and you will take it even to greater and to bigger heights. You have a very, very young and very dynamic members working in the fund. Teju has been around from the very, very first beginning, and I'm sure she has what it takes to give the board members the previous information and the support that is required to carry the achievements forward. I'm encouraged also with the level of the caliber of men and women that we've had to put together for the Employment Trust Fund. Each and every one of you, I know you personally, and I know what you have done in your previous lives. And this, we're hoping that you can bring all of those experiences, those skills forward, especially for our very many teeming youths, and go about creating that opportunity for them, especially in this very difficult time of the COVID-19 pandemic. It's now more than ever before that the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund is needed, is required. We'll make the law nimble, we'll make the law reflective, and we'll make the law as collaborative as possible. I'm also excited to tell you and to announce to you that in our revised budget for 2020, we have actually increased and improved the budget for Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, directly and indirectly, because we did appreciate and we knew that it's now more than ever before that our citizens, our small businesses need us, right? For them to be able to reflect their businesses and for them to get back and begin to employ and sustain livelihood for themselves and for their family. And so you can be rest assured that laws will be reviewed and money will be provided for you. I need not reiterate that these two boards are critical and they form part of our team's agenda. I'm sure you know the first E, which is education and technology, and the N, making Lagos the 21st century, are part of the things that we are meant to be doing for us to achieve our objectives under the team's agenda. So the Employment Trust Fund, we see it as a strong vehicle that can create wealth, that can create opportunity for our young people, and that can bring businesses back to the strength. Everywhere in the world, we know that it's only small businesses that truly, really are the engines of growth. And so the modest success we've seen, we want it to be in fourfold, in fivefold, in the very near future, in the years ahead, and we'll give all of the support to the fund to ensure that you achieve all of these objectives. Like I did mention at the last handover of some operational vehicles by Messrs. Shell Nigeria, in conjunction with some of their JV partners, NNPC, AGIP, and Mobile, that the Lagos State Security Trust Fund is an arm of government that all of us are truly proud of. It's been a fund, like I said, that has been run and has been engaging public and private people transparently, and they know and they believe that all of the equipment and support, be it financial or material, that has been handed over to the fund has been used and utilized judiciously. I have no doubt that this board will do more and even more to bring about the confidence that the private sector, have with us. I think finally is just to encourage the two boards, is to say that the young people in our community are watching us. They are expecting us to do greater things. They're expecting us to do bigger things for them. The future is really about them. It's about ensuring that their safety is ensured. It's about ensuring that businesses in Lagos can go to sleep. It's about ensuring that the lives of our citizens and their properties is critical and is important to us. The Lagos State Security Trust Fund will continue to raise its own funds, will continue to engage with the private sector, will continue to support the security operatives down the entire chain in Lagos State. We also have a very well-experienced executive secretary who has been running the fund, and I'm sure within days and weeks ahead, he will be able to also bring skills to the board and be able to champion the cause going forward. So, Dr. Balogun, thank you very much too for all the great works you're doing. We're in difficult times as a nation. We're in difficult times as a people. The COVID-19 pandemic has been a ravaging thought that nobody could have imagined the effect 6 months before. But we're here today. We're here where we are, and we need to be stronger. We need to be firmer than ever before. We need to bring all of our skills together, and we need to work together more collaboratively. And so I know without any iota of doubt that these two boards will help us to begin to take the corrective narrative about Lagos forward. That we're indeed ready, we're indeed open to further businesses, and we're indeed a strong enabler to ensure that people that want to come and do business, either, on the security side, Lagos is safe, or either on the opportunity side, Lagos Employment Trust Fund is also a willing tool.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu congratulated former governor of the state Alhaji Lateef Jakonde on his 91 years birthday celebration. Governor Sanwo-Olu, in a statement issued by his chief press secretary, Gbega Koshile, described Alhaji Jakonde as an elder statesman worth celebrating for his life of consistent commitment to public service. The governor said Alhaji Jakonde brought a lot of development to Lagos State as governor between October 1, 1979 and December 31, 1983, in line with the 5 cardinal programs of the then Unity Party of Nigeria, founded by the late sage and former premier of the Western region, Chief Obafemi Awolowo. He also described the former Minister of Works as an epitome of honesty, dedication and service, who used his elevated positions for the betterment of the people he served, especially during his tenure as Governor of Lagos State. Governor Sanwo-Olu said Alhaji Jakonde is one of the few Lagosians and Nigerian leaders who have contributed immensely to the growth and development of the state and the entire country by delivering dividends of democracy to the people. Sanwo-Olu wished the leader more years of joy and good health for a continued service to humanity. The governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has appealed to residents of the state to exercise patience and bear the discomforts that will be experienced from the 6-month partial closure of the Third Mainland Bridge. The governor, while receiving the new sector commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps in Lagos, Commodore Olusegun Ogunbemide, in a courtesy visit at the State House in Marina, said the closure of the 11.8-kilometer bridge, the busiest in the state, was inevitable following physical deterioration observed on the structure after an integrity test was conducted by the federal government.
For us as a government, we understand and we know that Lagos is the melting point for the country. So we do not sleep on our responsibility. It really doesn't matter what is happening around us. We usually always need to get up and get it resolved. And between Lagos and Ogun, we see ourselves as borders and state without borders. We collaborate a lot of the time, and for us, we see what happens all around them happening to us. A lot of our citizens live across the border, and so we have that responsibility to ensure that we deploy all our resources when emergencies do occur. And so certainly we will not stop at that, and that's how we've been DNA. That's how our people have been motivated to respond and to react to. And I also want to thank you for observing that even our men in LASTMA and the Minister of Transportation, there are people that you've seen, that they are agile, they are ready to work, and they're ready to solve a lot of the transportation issues in the state. We've got over 5,000 LASTMA men, and you can see that this is a massive number, right? Even in the state. So it compares to what you also have almost national. But that's how important it is, to us. And traffic management and transportation is a strong, critical deliverable that our government have, for our citizens. And I think it's also an opportunity for me to assure our citizens. FRSC is here, and both of us will work to assure our citizens that the partial closure on the Third Mainland Bridge, that everything has been done. Even as we speak now, they're still meeting to ensure that all the routes have been laid out, they've been mapped out. This is an exercise that we have done before, so we know it, and so there is nothing for anybody to be worried about. And for emphasis' sake, the disruption is only about 20 to 25% of the people that usually are on Third Mainland Bridge. The 75% to 80% that are the major percentage will still have access to and on the Third Mainland Bridge. And I think that is an important information that we need to pass out. The disruption is only for around 20 to 25%. And why do I say this? In the morning, when we have traffic moving, there will be access on Third Mainland Bridge for people coming from the mainland onto the island. Every morning, there will be access of people needing to travel from the mainland onto the island. There is no disruption of that service. At about 12, 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it reverses. So meaning that if you want to now leave in the evening from the island to the mainland, you also have access on Third Mainland Bridge. And from the statistics that we know, that is about 75 to 80% of the vehicular traffic on that bridge. So you can see that the plan is to cater for a larger percentage, of the population on it. So, gentlemen of press, please pass on that message to our people correctly. The remainder 20% are the ones that are disrupted. If I, the governor, wants to go to Alausa in the morning, I will be disrupted. I do not need to go on Third Mainland Bridge. I will look for alternative routes, and there are several. I can go on the Co Bridge, I can go on Kata Bridge, I can use Western Avenue, I can use Muritala Mohammed. I mean, there's so many ways you can, and if I want to go far, I can use Agege Motor. There's so many other alternatives that 15, 20, 22%, we're saying to them, we have created it. And we've shown on our website all of the road furnitures and improvements that we've given to even this additional alternative routes that we're creating. And you can see that we're trying to do a lot of resolve palliatives, in all of this, so that our people can have a seamless journey time. So there's nothing for all our citizens to be worried about. And we've deployed over 650 LASMA that will also ensure that even in all of these other areas, there are men controlling traffic and we will begin to see movement. But however, like you keep saying, especially in this pandemic, if you do not need to go out, if you do not need to cross anywhere, stay at home, make all your calls, make requests for all your deliveries, and let us reduce unnecessary travel. Let us reduce travels that we can push away. Let us delay it and we don't need to have it. But if you must travel, if you must journey, enough provision has been made for you. We're also escalating it and moving even on waterways. We're currently also clearing and ensuring that the jetty at Ilaje in Bariga is activated. We're deploying more boats. The jetty, we're bringing a platform around Oroshoki, just to also ensure and encourage a lot more people to also even travel, on the waterways during this period. So, I mean, everything that needs to be done, we're doing it. We're currently building about 7 jetties, that we're renovating and building in Lagos as we speak, just so that over the time, we'll be pushing a lot more of our journey, on waterways, which is bound, around all of us. Eventually, like I keep saying, is an internodal transport solution that we're bringing about. Rail, by the grace of God, will join in a couple of years. So you will see rail in Lagos, you will see the waterways, and you see the road journey. Right, that is the comprehensive solution that we're trying to bring up. And we also have new buses that are also coming on, that we're pushing in about additional, about 600 new buses in the month of August that will be plying Abule Egba route, that will going to increase the number of buses we have on Ikorodu route. That's going to also increase, the passage from Ikeja to Alausa to Pitemeta and all of the various journeys that have been mapped out. So all of these are part of the things that were put on board to ensure that citizens have a positive journey time and nobody, is left behind. And I see a partner in FRSC collaborating with LASMA and ensuring that we do not have unnecessary delays or slowdown on our road. But we also want to appeal to all of our road users. Patience is important. Understanding and knowing that we are not the only road user. We cannot overemphasize this one. Let's obey traffic signs. Let's obey the law enforcement officers or traffic officers that are on our road. And before you know it, it will all be resolved. You've seen the kind of things we've done on Allen Avenue roundabout. Those are some of the things we promise you that we're going to be doing and resolving traffic gridlocks.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu congratulated the Oniro of Ireland, His Royal Majesty Oba Abdulwasiu Omogbolahan Lawal Abisogun II, on his 50 years birthday celebration. Governor Sanwo-Olu, in a statement issued by his Chief Press Secretary Gboyega Koshile, described Oba Lawal, the immediate past Lagos State Commissioner for Agriculture, as a seasoned administrator who has used his knowledge and experience to bring about agricultural revolution in Lagos State. The governor added that Oba Lawal, during his tenure as Honorable Commissioner in different ministries between 2009 and the year 2020, displayed a high degree of honesty, dedication and professionalism to service in the public sector, contributing his quota to the growth and development of Lagos State. He said during his years of service, Oba Lawal brought positive energy and transformational change to the agricultural sector in line with the theme's agenda. He prayed for him to witness many more fruitful years and decades on the throne of his fathers for the continuous service to humanity. The partial closure of the 3rd Mainland Bridge is not something that anybody should worry about. This is because the Lagos State Governor and his think tank have fashioned out ways to improve the design of the alternative routes so that residents and commuters can have seamless journey times to and from their places of work. He has promised that his administration will ensure that the repair work on the 3rd Mainland Bridge does not overburden them. And that's it on the governor this week. But then you can continue with conversations of the governor's activities on all the social media platforms showing on your screen. See you next week. I am Lekan Onabanjo.